Hey, it's Pam Trillo, the food lady, and we are in the kitchen, in my kitchen to be exact. Me and Spanky and Buster, and we're pretty much waiting for the old man to come home because he's gonna have the meal of his life because we're talking romance. And nothing says romance more than a little surf and turf, but we're not gonna make it the traditional way. Today we're talking a little filet mignon, yeah. And we're talking some crab cakes instead of lobster tails. So you're gonna love this spin. It's also nice and easy to cook too. First thing we're gonna need are some beautiful filet mignon. And these are the big boys. Let me tell you something, they're huge. So it's gonna take a little bit longer to cook, but all we're gonna use on them is a little salt and pepper. That's it. We wanna make sure we season them well. That's all we're gonna need. Now for our crab cakes, we're gonna use some lump crab meat. It's a pound. We're gonna use some dry mustard, some prepared mustard, some lemon juice, some mayo, Worcestershire, a little butter, some Italian breadcrumbs, and an egg. That's all we're gonna need. And the easiest thing about crab cakes is you do it all in one bowl. I take this big bowl, I throw everything in, I mix it up. The last thing to go in is the crab meat because you don't wanna mess it up too much. So you're gonna kind of fold the crab meat into your wet mixture with the breadcrumbs in it. And then we're gonna go to the stove and we're just gonna fry them up. We're gonna start and we're gonna put our mix together. First thing I'm going in is with the breadcrumbs. This is a tablespoon of melted butter. We're gonna do a teaspoon, actually, a tablespoon of Worcestershire. We're going to do a quarter of a teaspoon of dry ground mustard. We're gonna do teaspoon of prepared mustard. Do a tablespoon of lemon juice. 2 tablespoons of mayo. I think I got it all in. And last but not least, an egg. No shells. We're just gonna mix that up. Now the key to making crab cakes is to have just enough breadcrumbs to hold it together. You don't want to have too much breading, and you want to keep this as intact as you can. I always use my hands before I go in and mix it, just to make sure there's no cartilage in there. Right on top. Again, this is lump. You can use some back fin and lump to save you a little money. This is a pound of crab meat. All right, we're all in here. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to mix it. Some people use Old Bay seasonings in it. Some people use parsley. I happen to use Italian breadcrumbs that have parsley in it. So I didn't add any more parsley, but you can always add that too. I gotta call this an Italian version of the crab cake. Again, you don't wanna stir it, you wanna fold it in. And then we're gonna go to the stove, we're gonna put a little oil on, and we're gonna fry these puppies up. While my crab cakes are cooking, I'm taking some Boursin cheese. They have 4 different types that you can buy. I happen to like this one that's got shallot and chive. And I've got some prosciutto. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spread the Boursin on my prosciutto. I'm gonna take one of these nice big asparagus. I'm gonna start at the top, and I'm gonna roll the asparagus in the prosciutto. And this will make a beautiful little side dish for my steaks and my crab cakes. You can put a little chive around it if you want a little bow tie on it, but that's perfect and it is so delicious. If you wanna make a little something extra for your crab cakes, this is just mayonnaise, and I'm adding some fresh squeezed lemon juice and some fresh flat leaf parsley. Mixing it together. It actually makes a good, you can put your crab cakes, if you don't like meat, you can put your crab cakes on top of maybe a bed of arugula and use this as a salad dressing. All right, it's time to make our filet mignon, and boy, is this gonna be good. You want the pan nice and hot. Grapeseed oil is a good thing to put on. It has a little bit higher boiling point, so you're gonna be able to put those down in there and cook them nicely. You're gonna wanna cook all sides of this. You're gonna put them down. Hear that sizzle? Now, some of these are a little different size, so you're gonna have to keep an eye on the cooking time on those. I'm gonna push them down, not hard. Watch yourself. Now, you're gonna cook them about 4.5 minutes on the top and the bottom. 4.5 to 5 minutes. These are pretty thick, so some of these bigger ones I'm gonna keep an eye on. But you don't wanna mess with them. You wanna leave them there and let them be and get that nice crust on the outside. Everyone always knows to do the top and the bottom, but don't forget about doing the sides too. You wanna seal in all that beautiful, juicy goodness. Now I'm gonna add some aromatics. I'm telling you right now, my dogs are going crazy because they smell the beef cooking, and this is their favorite thing in the world. This is some fresh rosemary from my garden. I'm gonna throw a little butter in here. I'm gonna break that down. I know, you think so too. You smell the steak, I know it's your favorite. It's got the steak sweats. Okay, one important step is to baste your filet and all that beautiful meat goodness and butter and rosemary. You don't want to waste that. That's the good stuff. Do you like steak? Do you like steak? Are you my Valentine? Are you my Valentine? All right, we've got it all plated up, our perfect filet mignons. We've got our crab cakes, a new twist on surf and turf. I've added my little lemon aioli, and I've got some asparagus that were steamed and wrapped with the boursin and the prosciutto, a little ice cold champagne, and I don't know, this is romance on a plate. What do you say? Enjoy.